Hey! So of course, I'm back. Candace, your revenue growth strategist, coming to you, always showing you how to grow your revenue without using your labor. Right now, we're coming to you with Car Chronicles, where we're having candid conversations about whatever it is I'm thinking about at that time. All right, so I'm excited because I feel just very excited about doing these videos, right? It's new, and I've never done it before, but it's okay because I'm out here. So I was sitting here thinking, about just the whole process of mentorship and how I just encourage you to get yourself a mentor. And you're like, well, Candace, I know that. I hear people saying that all the time, but in reality, mentorship is just like having the experience without going through it. My first mentor were like people who were online, people I wasn't able to see or touch, anything like that, like the Jim Rohns, and you read the books, and Tony Robbins, who I followed for a very long time. Those kind of people. We got Les Brown, and actually some of these people are touchable now, but initially they were just motivational speakers, inspirational speakers online. Ended up Brian B. He was one of the guys that I ended up meeting online before I met him face to face, right? Dale Carnegie, those kind of people. So you see them and you hear them and you read their books and go through all of that online, but then you have those mentors who are touchable and you can call them over the phone and talk to them. And shout out to one of the greatest ever, Mr. Charles Thomas, who's one of my first touchable mentors, and I appreciate him so much. And you know what, I call him my first mentor, but I'll take that back. I'm going to say my mother and my father and my family, they were mentors because they taught me stuff that I didn't want to hear at the time, right? They taught me things. Most times, when you're young, you're not listening, but those things come back whenever, they teach you things as you're young. Yeah, so shout out to my mentor, Mr. Charles Thomas, who's still currently my mentor to this day. And I was telling you earlier about, just getting more, learning more, still surrounding yourself with more and more people, and being okay with investing in yourself enough to invest into a mentor, because what that's doing is it's investing into your own mind, into your own growth, into what you're doing. So just remember that it's okay initially to start with the free stuff online. It's good. Keep your money in your pocket, right? But then once you get to the level of your opportunities and you became basically making enough money to invest into a mentor, I encourage it. Like, even if you invest into that mentor, you do it, and that's your last portion of even if that's a portion of your income that you're like, okay, I really can't afford to do this right now, but you can always afford it, because it's not that you can't afford it. You have to think about, how can I afford this? What can I do to make this back up? And Mr. Thomas, he always tell me, he said, Candace, one of the philosophies, and this is one of the principles we live by, is always create yourself an asset to pay for your liability. So when I go get this Range Rover in November, I've created an asset to pay for that liability, right? So if you want to get yourself a mentor and you can't necessarily afford it right now, I encourage you to go create yourself an asset to pay for your liability. That's the gist of that. So that happens in a whole lot of areas, and I can talk to you about that later. But just wanted to come in, just tell you, if you don't have yourself a mentor, have yourself a coach, someone that's helping you get along the way, make sure you get yourself one, because it really helps you. It really helps you. Helps you cut your learning curve, helps you to be able to have experiences that you didn't have to learn and bump your head to do. So that's wonderful. Oh, last thing before I get ready to get off of here is, when you get yourself a mentor, listen, Lord, don't go into mentorship and then don't implement and don't want to hear what's being said. But in order to have yourself a mentor, at least have that mindset, go in with an open mind, because it may not always be they may not always tell you what you want to hear, and you have to be okay with that. Be understanding that they want you to be better. They don't want necessarily just money from you, but they want you to be great and want you to be better in life. So that's important. But anyway, that's another one of my moments inside of this candid conversation with these Car Chronicles. And I'll see you all soon, rich friends, and I hope that you're enjoying these moments that are just inside of my head. So make sure you make it a great day, and I'll see you all soon.